It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hello, model citizens. My name is Heath. Welcome to Junction. Tonight on Trains and Tech, it'll be a little bit of a layout update. What's going on? What I bought lately, I guess. I got a couple things to show, and it's almost Amherst. I'm only going up to Amherst on Saturday, so if you're going on Sunday, don't look for me. I will not be there. I'll be up there Saturday, probably around 11:30 noonish, and hang out for the afternoon and then head on back home. I got something to do on Sunday, which, if you don't know, last I heard we're expecting 10 to 12 inches of snow on Sunday. So it'll be an interesting weekend, one way or another, but, you know, what's an Amherst without a threat of a huge snowstorm? Last week, I think, was it last week, I opened up this little Micro Machines construction set, and I mentioned, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, I don't even remember. Oh, did they really? People are already canceling already. All over a tiny bit of snow? I mean, come on. Anyway, I got this little Micro Machine set. When I got this, I mentioned that I was also getting some other items. Well, when the package arrived, I didn't realize what the package was, so I accidentally opened up the package, and I was like, what is this? The items were listed as N scale, and the first one I pulled out looked like this, and I was like, this doesn't even look new. What is going on here? And then the other two were still in the boxes, but again, definitely not N scale. I went back and read some of the reviews, which I guess I should have done beforehand, and there was another guy in there that said these are not N scale, even though they said, very specifically, they said N scale 1/160th scale, and they aren't. This is a 420E backhoe loader. This is a 272C skid loader, and this is a CT660 cement mixer. So they're nice models. They're pretty detailed, and I like the models, but unfortunately, they're definitely going back because these are not even close, to N scale. And yeah, they are definitely closer to HO scale than anything. So, I guess that's what I get. I got excited when I saw them on Amazon, and I was like, oh yeah, I've never seen them anywhere else before, so I'm sure the description's correct. It wasn't. So, another Amazon return. It'll be what it's going to be, but, at least this one, they gave me a label. So all I have to do is box it up, stick the label on it, and send it on the way. I bought from Amazon before. I've never bought from this specific seller before. I don't know if Amazon is like eBay, but the way it works on eBay is you can look up like similar items, and then you can just grab the description from other items to list your items. And I kind of guess that maybe, that's kind of what they did. But, on the lines, or along the same lines of buying things that you realize when you wake up that you don't really need. I don't really know why, but this room is 8 feet by 9 foot. And what I decided when I was going to deploy LCC is I said, okay, all of my data cables are going to be yellow. So I went and Teddy's always asking. So he's like, run the float, run the float. I'll show you what the layout looks like over here. It ain't pretty right now. But I bought a bunch of yellow data cables just so I had a couple when I needed them. And I've used almost all of them. But the room is 8 foot by 9 foot. What in the world would I need a 10-foot data cable for in this room to connect LCC devices? And the answer is I wouldn't. I did open this though, so of course I guess I could return it, but now I've got a 10-foot yellow network cable. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I also went and bought a bunch of long servo cables. I didn't want to make up my own servo cables. I just figured I'd buy some. So I don't know why again, but I bought 5-foot long servo cables. So I'm not doing a very good job purchasing things that I don't need. So things are piling up. And, instead of like finishing some projects, I basically just decided to, move on to others. So got a couple half projects started over here, a couple half projects started over there. So what did I do? Well, I posted a poll, and I basically asked, do you read the ISC Engineer's Notebook? 12% said yes, 38% said no, and 50% have no idea what I'm talking about. So what I am talking about is Iowa Scaled Engineering. They put out a newsletter. Their latest one just came out on January 20th. It is basically their, we'll see you soon in Amherst, and they show all the stuff packed in the back of the truck. I think they're in Colorado or somewhere like that. So they've got a little bit of a drive. But yeah, we're not, we're not scale specific around here. We're measure first. So it's kind of one of those things where, you measure twice or measure 3 times or whatever, cut twice and it's still too short, kind of situation. So I did, like, in my head, I said, okay, I'll probably have a device here and I'll probably have a device here, and it's about 5 feet between those two things. I don't think that's true. Is that true? I thought, let me see if I can find it. I thought they met in school in Iowa, which is why they named it Iowa Scaled Engineering. But I thought they moved to another state a couple of years ago. Does it say? Of course it doesn't say. Returns, maybe? Is there an address? Now, like, I'm sure this is really interesting watching me scroll through a website that you can't even see that I am looking at, trying to find their address. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write Iowa Scaled Engineering address, ADDRESS. Yep, I was right. Well, I don't know if I was right or not, but under the contact us, I'm going to pretend I was right, but I was right. Iowa Scaled Engineering is in Elbert, Colorado. So yeah, they went to school. Yeah. Ed, if you're around long enough, maybe over a year's time, you'll learn one thing. So, yeah, so they met at school and moved, because that's what some people do. I don't know why, Lynn, but I find that so funny that that was your takeaway. And now that you got me laughing, I have the hiccups, and that's going to be really fun to deal with. Okay, but anyway, so we're going to go back here. So Iowa Scaled Engineering, I like their newsletters. They generally have some interesting things in them. And I was scrolling down the newsletter and look at all those proto-throttles, which of course got me really excited. We've talked about the ATLP Passport, which, if you don't know what that is, go find Ray at the Around the Layout booth, and he'll explain it to you. But then what I got to that I thought was interesting, I think that's a good description for you. One of the section that I got to that I thought was interesting is they talked about the modeler's electrical toolkit, and apparently they get asked a lot about what tools they might recommend. So they kind of put together this link to get to some of their recommendations. So I was like, oh, DMMs, digital multimeters. Obviously, I don't have a big enough multimeter to use, and I've got like so much storage room and so much need in my life for more than one meter. I mean, I've got this meter, and then obviously, I have DCC specific meters. I've got the ramp meter. I've got the alpha meter. I've got meters coming out the wazoo, but I was like, let's read the article, because who knows? So they're talking about what might be a good meter, for DCC, which was kind of interesting as well. Yeah, Bob, I kind of did that on purpose. I left it a little vague to see who would know what I'm talking about without me knowing what I'm talking about. Yeah, they actually talk about those cheap ones. One of the first ones, well, first they go through and they say, like, okay, what are the basic features that you need in a multimeter, which, I thought was kind of interesting. This is one of the lines that I appreciate. It says powered by AA batteries. Personally, I hate 9-volt batteries. which is true. I never have 9-volt batteries around. But I went down and I was kind of like, okay, like they talk about safety, blah, blah, blah. But then you get to meter recommendations, and they start off with, you know, that same one. Do you have the 39.3701 meter? I do not, but maybe maybe I will. Ray, we've already talked about you, by the way. You were late, but we were looking at iOS Scaled Engineering's latest newsletter, where, of course, they yap about you. But anyway, back to the multimeters. You know, Harbor Freight offers this $8 one. It's very similar to the that old school Radio Shack one. And they even say it's the most terrible meter, but he's got 6 of them. Now, I don't know that I need 6 of them, but I always think that I should get one of these little cheap meters. So, you know, I kind of read through this, and they have like a budget choice, and they have a mid-range choice, and I'm kind of like, this, when I got this Fluke meter, Flukes were like the thing. I probably got this in the early 90s, maybe. I'm looking to see if there's any like date or anything on it, but I think I got it in the early 90s, maybe late 90s. I guess probably late 90s, I guess. But, you know, it's one of those tools you buy once. I think at the time it was like $300. And if these days, for what, you know, we do, you do not need a $300 multimeter. But after looking through this list, of course, you know, the first thing you do is you go and jump on Amazon, because, you know, you kind of get curious and you kind of say, well, like, oh, like, you know, do I need another high-end meter? I mean, both Michael and Nathan use the Keysight U1282A, and it's like, well, if Michael and them needed one, maybe I need it, or maybe I just need the mid-range one, or maybe I should just buy a bunch of these terrible meters, because sometimes it's more important just to have a meter around. So, there might be a multimeter in here. I guess the question is, which one did I buy? Did I buy the cheap, terrible meter for $8? Or did I buy a more expensive multimeter? I guess we'll have to find out. So the other thing that I've been working on. Oh, which one did you get? I don't know. My brain just completely blanked on your name. I was like, okay, it starts with an A. It's not Andrew. Anthony, what multimeter did you just get? Thomas, it really depends. It really depends. Bob says, what do you plan to measure? Well, Bob, what I plan to measure, I don't know, like nothing. Like I have no need. I have no need for a new multimeter, but you know, Ray is saying that he thought that I would have the new T-shirt for Amherst, and so yeah, Ray. Unfortunately, it's interesting. It's interesting that you mentioned that, because I was trying to figure out what shirt I should wear. Like, do I wear a Riverside Transfer shirt? Do I just wear this is my I'm a hoarder, I need a bigger room shirt? Like what do I what do I wear? Thomas, I am using the word need very, very appropriately. Klein Tools. I like a lot of the Klein Tools stuff. I do find lately it's a decent price range for the quality. So it's not bad. So my story about a homemade test light is I made a homemade test light and I burnt it out about 5 seconds. Well, no, not true. I bought a test light, burnt it out in about 5 minutes because I made a mistake. Then I made a test light, and then I blew that up in about 5 minutes. So I kind of think I'm safer. I'm safer buying a meter than getting something else. And yeah, like in a lot of cases, all you need is a $25 meter. But you know, there is a reason I bought this new one. There is a reason. I didn't necessarily need it, but there is a reason I bought this one, and I'll explain it when I open it. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Dennis, exactly the situation I went through. So, when you see Ray, ask Ray why. See, when I bought the t-shirt from Ray, right? I don't know what made me think that this was going to happen, but Ray lives in the Northeast. So when I bought the shirt, I said, oh, like a shirt going from the Northeast to New York City, you know, should be a quick trip. But then when it shipped, it said San Diego. And I'm like, wait, I bought it from Ray. Why is it coming from San Diego? Anyway, enough complaining about Ray. Yes, Ray. I think that when somebody orders a t-shirt, you print it out in the basement. Funny you say that. I remember as a kid, we had an electrician come over to wire something, and he did do the old, you know, and touch the thing to see if it worked. Okay, so there you go. If you want to get some Amherst coverage, head over to Steven's channel. I am not planning on videoing or anything. I'm only going to be there 4 or 5 hours, so I just want to go say hello to people. So, yeah. Okay, so we talked about which multimeter I bought, and I opened that up, and everybody saw what I bought. The next thing that I thought I would show is, as you guys know, I'm starting to like clean up the layout. So just really quickly, I've got the camera set up here, and I'm about halfway through multiple cleaning projects. The first cleaning project is, I don't know if you know or don't know, but I got cameras all around the layout. It used to be all those cameras are USB powered, so all the cables would run all the way down under the layout. And I realized I got to move all the cameras. They're like all in the wrong spot. So I started putting these USB power things up here in the corner, and then I started pulling the cables up, and that's about as far as I got. So now I've got cables up in the corner, and you know, another unfinished project. Oh, there you go. Good. Somebody's live streaming. I had a good time when I was live streaming, but I never saw the show when I was live streaming. Like I was showing off the show. I wasn't, you know, watching the show, so I didn't really get to see much. So over here, another little thing I got going is, you know, I've got cables strewn everywhere. This is part of my signaling project. I've added some dwarf signals that are going to be electric locks for the various industries. And then this is where all the excitement happened. I've knocked over a whole row of boxcars. This is where I ripped out the bridge. I've installed all of these signals at least, and I've been using this car to see if things will fit past the signals. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Lots of things just piled on the layout. And then Teddy was asking about the car float. This is what this area looks like right now. This is the bridge that got pulled out. And I don't really know what to do with the bridge that I pulled out. So as of now, it's just kind of sitting on the layout, and everything is just kind of an absolute mess. So my cleaning up of the layout ended up being more and more of a mess. It's not even so much that you can't see the show because you're blocking it. It's just a different mindset. The layout's not quite in operations form right now. As of now, nobody has asked to come see the layout after Amherst, so that is a good thing. I probably should clean it up just in case somebody does, but so far nobody's coming, so that's good. I am going to be getting some things at Amherst. I'm getting a locomotive, I'm getting 2 box cars, and I'm getting 2 structures. Are you really coming down, Joey, after Amherst, or are you just saying that? Are you guys just saying that, or are you really coming over? If you guys want to come over, absolutely, people are more than welcome to come over. I will just basically sweep everything under the layout and pull the curtains over it, and you'll never see it again. I'm trying to figure out who this is. Who do we think at N Scale is? I thought I knew. I think I know who it is based on the logo, but I don't know why it just says at N Scale. I would have thought, yeah, I'm right. I knew exactly who it was, but why does it just say at N Scale? So for those of you who don't know who at N Scale is, let's see, I don't want to do that. Let's do this. I knew this was who it was. I just didn't know. This is who at N Scale is. If you don't know, Mike Pfeiffer, great channel. He ripped out his whole layout a couple months ago, and he's completely rebuilding his layout. But another diehard N Scaler, so definitely always a great layout to to check out. No, it is not N Scale Train Boy, and I was 99% sure that is not who it was, which is why I did just want to double check. But yeah, it's Mike. So where were we at? What were we going to show? Oh, so here's where I'm at, right? So I've got this mess. Yeah, I've thought about it, but I don't know. He doesn't seem to give a damn about my layout, so I'm not asking anymore. I'm not like, it's all good. I'm done playing that game. Okay, so I've got this layout now. I've got the bridge ripped out. Essentially the layout was operable until I ripped the bridge out. I had to rip the bridge out to get in the signals because 2 of the signals are under the bridge. I thought I'd be able to figure out a way to kind of finesse them in there, but I realized that I couldn't get the drill bit in. I could not find a short enough drill bit in there. Ray, for people that don't know, I've talked to Atlas about doing a run of cars. I was going to do it with Atlas, but then all the stuff happened with importing stuff from out of the country, and I basically didn't want to commit to a run because the price of the run could have been any amount of money I wouldn't know. So I was going to do a run of box cars, but thanks to a certain situation, I didn't. Okay, what am I talking about now? The bridge, the missing bridge. We'll get there eventually. I've gotten into 3D printing, as people know. It's one of the things that I've been kind of putting off getting into for a long time. and I decided there are about 10 available, but I know somebody that wants to run them on their layout. So yeah, I don't want to sell those. Those are like special. I can't sell those. So the bridge is replaceable, but not without modification. The bridge was always a stand-in. The bridge was always planned to be temporary. I never intended for it to be permanent. I thought it was going to last a little bit longer though, but I decided getting the signals in would be more important. I did go and I looked around online to see if I could find a 3D file of the bridge that I want. I think I showed this last week. This is, an okay thing, but it's not the correct bridge. I found this file here, which is a modular retaining wall system. And that kind of got me distracted a little bit because I've got this retaining wall here, but it's not quite high enough. It's not quite long enough. It's kind of expensive because I was like buying it in pieces and parts. So I did fire up the printer before tonight's stream, and I did get this printed out. This is some examples of that retaining wall, and I thought I would just kind of, print some of these out and kind of see how they're gonna work out. They do snap together, which is kind of nice. They've got little, little connections, although they did not print very well. I guess you guys can't see it here, but this batch that I printed out, it didn't like the overhang, so next time I do this, I am going to have to add supports. But the idea was that it would just, snap together like this, and it would be a taller barrier than this one back here. The guy says it's N scale, but it's kind of huge. I mean, if I was really going to print this for N scale, I would cut this at least in half, probably. I might just cut it in 3/4, just so that it kind of, I still want it to be tall enough. But what this is going to do, too, is I can add in some of these little bridge pieces as well into this, which would then, give me some openings where trains can go through, especially down on the far end down there. There's a spot where I want the trains to go through. So I think this file might come in handy, but this didn't solve the bridge problem, right? So I could not find a bridge anywhere that kind of worked. I started going back through the photos, and there are some photos that I have hanging up on the wall. This is one of the photos that I have hanging on the wall, and you can see the bridge here off to the right. The IRT powerhouse is there in the back. Here's another picture that I have hanging up as well, again with the IRT powerhouse, but not the bridge. But there is one photo that I do have on the wall, and it is down a little bit of a ways. And let's see if I can find it. And we're talking about the 60th Street yard on the west side of Manhattan. If you don't know, this transfer bridge here is the reason for the name for the layout, is that transfer bridge. And I must have completely missed the snow photo. Oh no, here it is. So here's the snow photo. And this photo really, I think, shows off the bridge really well. Shows off the real height of the bridge, which I really like this height of the bridge. Yes, Andy Estep would probably try to sell me a Brooklyn bridge, but, I don't know why Andy's here as Andy today, but, he's here. So this is a picture of, let's see, can I open this image bigger? Will this open bigger? There we go, it's a little bigger. So this is kind of the bridge that I think I want to do. I like this lower lattice work here. There's some lattice work in the center that you can't see very well, but it's there. And then just this very kind of specific highway side with the lampposts. So I think that this is where I want to go with this design. And there's some 3D AI programs out there. And Jimmy DIY suggested one called Hitem 3D, Hitem 3D. So what I did was, I don't know if you can see over here, but I cropped the photo down. Is there a way to make this bigger? I don't know if there's a way to make that bigger. But I cropped the photo down so that it was a little tighter and it would, you know, kind of be more specific to what I want. And this is what this Hitem 3D came up with. And it kind of missed the mark. I mean, it didn't, you know, it barely gave the right impression of this. But, you know, I didn't want to give up there, so I did decide to try out Meshy AI. Meshy AI is the one that a lot of people are using to create like 3D characters, and like if you want to take a photo of yourself and make it into a character to 3D print, Meshy AI is the good, you know, one of the more expensive ones, definitely one of the more expensive ones, one of the earlier ones, but one that, you know, creates that 3D model. So I took that same exact photo, put that same exact photo in it, and this is what I got. And obviously, you know, I don't need the bottom. I don't need the cars. I don't know why the cars are even in it, but it really did give a decent, you know, starting place to work from. Obviously there is a lot of cleaning up to do. Unfortunately, I do not know at all how to 3D model. So that is definitely going to be, you know, my big struggle is how to do this. But, you know, I feel like this is just like, this is a great start. Obviously, it's missing the, you know, the road, right? The road's not there, but it got a lot of the elements in here in kind of a really neat way. And I was kind of surprised in it. Oops, sorry. It got the, you know, it even got the lamps. Let's see if I can, you know, it's a little hard to manipulate. There you go. Like it even, you know, got the lamps in here kind of in a way that I think is, yeah, I guess, I mean, you have to do the layout first, right? So, you know, yeah. And yeah, Bill, there's a guy named, I think it's Tim McCullen. Tim has a New York City West Side layout that is just stunning, absolutely stunning. He is on Facebook. He posts up some photos. He posted up a picture of a doodlebug running under an elevated track, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. And I asked him, I said, like, how did you build this? And he built it out of Plastruct and some purchased parts and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm not that talented. That's just what it comes down to. I did try some other conversions as well. This is one of the first conversions I did. What I liked about this conversion is there's a lot more detail in it, especially up in here. It's got a different structure underneath though. And this is the structure a little bit more up by 72nd Street, whereas this structure here is, more down by 60th Street, as you can see. But the, the railing and stuff is the same on these two. So I'm kind of hoping like maybe I could take pieces out of this one, but it did this weird like little scoopy thing out of it, which I think is kind of neat. But it's kind of cool too, though, as you can see it like it put in the electrical boxes, it put in some of these really neat details into this one. So it really depends on which photo you put in. Here's another version of the Highline that I put in. I put this one in primarily just to try and get some of the details, in the in the metalwork and stuff. But again, like very interesting, like what AI built from it. So my goal, my intention, I think, is to learn a 3D modeling program. I guess, like I don't know how well that's gonna go, but I'm definitely gonna take these 3 images and maybe, maybe some others. I'll put some others together. Oh, you can just, I guess one thing that's kind of, I mean, this is almost crazy how silly easy this is these days, right? So let's say I wanted to print this as is, right? So if I want to print this as is, I just go over here and I just download the format that I want, and the 3MF format is the format for the Bamboo printer. And yeah, so why you said that, Teddy, I did reach out to Dave. I sent him an email. He hasn't gotten back to me yet, but I am asking him whether, like, did he create the file? Can I buy it off of him? Because he did spend some time modeling the railings. So if I can buy that file off of him, I would happily do that, because that would help me along the way a little bit. But yeah, so you can just, you can just kind of come in here and go, okay, 3MF format, download, and it's, oh, I didn't realize it was going to take so long, but apparently I guess it's generating the download file, and I was going to say, oh, this is so easy, and I am now eating my words. Did he create the file? Yeah, I'm. Can you change the resolution? Yes. There's a little button up here that does say resize, so you can scale it to any size you want. Generally, what I'm guessing you would need to do is you can either scale it here. What I would do is the 3D programs that I'm going to try and learn is likely going to be Tinkercad. And Tinkercad, you can put in actual dimensions. You can say, I want from here to here to be this dimension. And, you can go and, sorry, I get distracted by this comment. It is not easy to wait. It's not. Yeah, he usually goes to Springfield. I usually run into him there. I usually run into him at Edison. So yeah, I do see him around. He sometimes operates on one of the layouts I operate on. But next thing that you do is you just open up the Bamboo Studio, and come on, why aren't you moving? There you go. Now you're moving. And what you can do is just go in here, and I can literally now just open this file up. The 3MF is not okay, yes. And it apparently it loaded it extremely tiny. So I might have to do something else. where is the... Somewhere there is a button to scale it up. Not brim ears, not fuzzy. Measure, no. Assembly, no. Cut, lay flat, scale. Here we go, scale. So you could just scale this to fit the build plate, right? Like that. And then I can just go slice plate, and it is basically figuring out how to 3D print this. And after it's done figuring all that out, I could just hit print and be able to print it out. Oh my, that is so funny, but it is so true. 3D printing is totally the Arduino of the time. Oh yeah, it's telling me that I have floating regions, and it won't let me print it the way it is. But yeah, but just I mean, it's just crazy to me how, though, you can like come in and just scan something, and if it was a simpler structure, you can just print it. Yes, you can print an Arduino case, and I rearranged and I can't find it. I've actually already printed an Arduino case for the DCC EX stuff. Yeah, that's true too. That is true too. Can you 3D? Yes, do it. Yes, it only comes in HO and O scales. N's not allowed. Yeah. So I have a lot to learn, but one thing I do know how to do, and now I got to find a spot to put this build plate that's not like on top of something else. One thing that I do know how to do, though, is open packages. This is the package that I hinted at the beginning. This package is related to, as we said, this article right here on multimeters. I'm not going to be filming this year at Amherst, so go check somebody else. Yes, like 20 years ago, this artist that I knew was really into 3D printing, and it was like really new at the time. And he built a little tiny printer to print parts to build a bigger printer. And then once he had one bigger printer built, he used that bigger printer to print multiples of that one printer. So yeah, that is actually how 3D printing started. Yeah, you missed the whole thing, Joey. I bought some more cars that were supposed to be N scale. They didn't end up being N scale, and it was just a massive disappointment. And yeah, opening boxes and packages is the only thing you don't know how to do for 4 hours. We're not 4 hours in. It has not been 4 hours since I started opening this package, and that is probably really loud. Okay, so the first item that might give some clue as to what I purchased. These are my favorite rechargeable batteries. I buy the Tenergy batteries. I don't know if they're still the best or not. I think I watched like a Project Farm video, and that's how I initially came to these batteries, but there's so many different rechargeable batteries out there. I get this version of them. There's a couple different versions of the Tenergy ones, but this is what I use in all of my throttles and everything, but I use the AA version. So yeah, so go check out Steven. He is going to be streaming. So he pretends to get distracted, but he purposely keeps making people wait for opening boxes. I don't buy his other excuses. I don't know where you're getting that from, but yeah, those were premium last week. There you go. I gave 2 of them to Andy. I don't know what he did with them, though. He probably still has them somewhere. But these are AAAs. I don't have a lot of AAA batteries. So if you go to the Iowa Scaled Engineering list and you start searching through to figure out which one of these meters uses AAA batteries, you might figure out which multimeter I bought before I ever actually get to opening the multimeter. But yes, Steven, I'll look forward to watching your stream. Yeah, go check it out. Can somebody like one of the two Dennises or JD, I see our moderators in here, can you guys find Steven's channel and just like post a link to it so people can follow it? Or I guess I could do it, right? I mean, like, I'm standing right here. I'm sure I could figure it out. Let's see, go to channel. Oh, because I'm in a thing. I'm not in a thing, so it's not letting me, there's no link. Well, hopefully somebody post it for me, please. Please and thank you. There we go. Thanks, Sparky. Sparky is unfortunately not going. All right. So, hey, Sparky, as an electrician, what multimeter do you have? Yeah, Saturday at 3:30, people are going to go hang out at around the layouts table. We'll try not to bug him too much, but I'm sure we will. I found a third layout to go online. So happy. Bill Rutherford's layout is online as well. He has that going as well. So this is the meter that I bought. This guy right here. And the reason I got this meter was because of, which feature is it? I don't know. Because of one of these features. So DCC has a pretty high refresh rate, and let's see, where does he mention it? It checks most of the boxes, blah, 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 blah. Auto ranging is relatively quick, blah, 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 blah. Here's the real kicker, though. It's a true RMS meter, up to 10 kilohertz, and 10 kilohertz is fast enough to make accurate DCC measurements. Usually a true RMS meter only gets up to 1,000 hertz, and even that is generally on more expensive meters, and 1,000 hertz is not fast enough to measure DCC. So this meter will give you a more accurate measurement of DCC, of your voltage. So this is it. I got the UT61E Plus, which is the high-end version of this, and hopefully they sent me the correct one. I cannot read Chinese or Japanese. I don't even know what language that is. I'm trying to see if it tells me before I open it which one it is. So the manual still shows all the different versions. Let's see. Yep, there you go. It says it right there. UT61E Plus, it says up there on the top. It is also, it looks like, it's about the same size. Let's see. Yeah, it's about the same size as my Fluke. It does have a much bigger screen. One of the interesting things about this one too, though, is it does connect up to your computer as well, if you want it to do that. I don't know what this is, but it looks like it's some adapter for something scary. But yeah, so this is the new, here we go. So this is the USB cable, and it goes up in here, and you can connect it to your computer and get readings on your computer. I have absolutely no idea what this thing is. But anyway, so I trust the guys over at Iowa Scaled Engineering. I think they do good work over there. I've got a bunch of their stuff. I'm going to, if you see them, go bug them about making a defect detector. I know that they are still working on it, but they don't have it out and available at this time. I don't know what they're bringing to the show. Do they say in this article what they're bringing to the show? We'll be back in the Better Living Center. They'll have proto throttles, squealers, and sound bites. We'll have the road-ready crossings and their simple SIG line. Plus, we might even have a few new things to show off that are not on the market yet. So, yeah, so the Iowa Scaled Engineering guys are generally a group of guys, you know, that I go and check out. You know, the Harbor Freight meters, again, they are very, if you understand their limitations, they're really great meters. You can get the information you need out of them. If you don't understand meters, though, it could potentially be giving you incorrect information, which, you know, I mean, that's fine. It happens that time as well. So Dennis from Otter Creek, if people want to know where to find him, he streams every Saturday at 10 a.m. on the channel called Back on Track. And he's on there with Bill and Steve Arnold and Claude. And I'm shutting my eyes because I'm trying to remember who is on the show every weekend. But yeah, that's where his live streams usually happen, is on Back on Track. Defect detector, you can just ask rivet counters to watch your layout for a while. That is true. That is true. Yeah, Steven, try and find me. I don't know what I'm going to be wearing yet. I haven't decided, but I look like this. I do not plan on wearing any makeup or any disguises or anything like that. Oh, Lynn does join sometime as well. Forgot about that. Lynn also joins Steve Childer's stream on Fridays, along with CNI John and obviously Steve. There's a bunch of good places to hang out with other, you know, model railroaders. This guy here used to do a live stream on Monday nights, but apparently he just can't handle doing live streams the week of Amherst. So I don't know. We might have to convince Dennis to do a live stream next Monday night, but you know, we'll see. He says it's impossible. It's impossible. Dennis is hopefully going to be bringing me some stuff during Amherst, which I am very exciting to get. Yeah, no, yes, normally I do. I mentioned this before. A couple people are probably tired of hearing me say it. I'm not going to, because I'm only going to be at the show for such a short amount of time, I am not planning on filming. I mean, I might film little 15-second things, but I'm not planning on like doing a whole thing. Who's doing a live stream Monday? Monday night, Dennis here, N-Scale Train Boy, does a live stream. Paul, Finger Lake Railroad Paul, who is sometimes here as well. I call him Lance. He usually does a stream on Monday nights. Who else? There are some other people as well. Dennis number 2 is Dennis. Yes, you're Dennis number 2. Are we confused by this? Oh, sorry. He said, I get it. Yes, Dennis number 1 is not doing a live stream on Monday night. Dennis number 2 is doing a live stream on Monday night. Yeah, Virtual Railfan usually tries to set up, they're usually next to the Scale Trains booth, and then they set up a static camera in each of the different halls, and they kind of pan around and you can see it as well. Yeah, that could be true too. If you stay till Sunday night, you might have 10 to 12 inches of snow. I may be stuck at my family event if I venture out, but we'll see. Dennis, you are old. Dennis number one, you are old. And yes, you do stream Monday night, and you have just completely forgot about it. Oh, I know who SSP. I'm not sure who SSP is. Now I'm blanking. But you know who does stream Monday nights is Trackside Mike and James, Junction Senior. What is Junction Senior? Dundas Junction as well. Looks like Ray is going live at 3 o'clock on Sunday, so you can head over to his channel as well. I hope that's when you have it for Virginia. Oh, second section's on. I thought they streamed Thursdays usually. Do they stream Mondays now? I don't know. To be honest with you, there's so much great content out there that is worth checking out. TSG Multimedia just had a stream. It might still be going on for all I know. TSG Multimedia stream. But yeah, Scott Rails streams. I believe it's every Friday night, Scott. Is that true? Scott likes to do, it's kind of a late night stream for some of us old people. But Scott streams as well and shows that off. He didn't, I don't even know why I'm giving Scott a shout out when he shows up right at the end of my stream. But yeah, Thomas, that is very true. Second section starts on Thursday and they end sometime on Monday. Oh, TSG finished? Gotcha. Ever seen anyone from SSP in this chat? Yes. Andy used to stop by. Mike stopped by every once in a while. But yeah, nobody from Home Shops, though. I'm just kidding. 6 p.m. on Friday, Scott Rails is doing a 10,000 person giveaway. 10,000 subscriber giveaway. Wait, is Rick streaming again? Lynn, I had no idea that Rick was streaming again. What time on Friday night? That's wild. Yeah, I thought they're mainly Thursdays as well. But yeah, they do switch around a lot. They get some huge crowds over there. A lot of the guys, a lot of the second section guys watch the stream like on replay on other nights. Like I'll get comments from them as well. Motherman Mike is coming back. That is true as well. Karen wants to see the shirt. Yeah, I'm not going to have the shirt. It's all Ray's fault. Send all of your complaints to Ray, but I'm not going to have, I will not have the shirt for the show. So, you know, let's see, more shipment details. Nope, that didn't help. All shipment updates. Oh, look at that. Usually, I say usually is probably not the right word, but when things get to New Jersey, in general, they'll deliver the next day. So according to this, at 7:21 p.m., it arrived in New Jersey. So there might be a chance. There might be a chance. I guess the question just becomes, do I walk around the show with the Around the Layout logo on my shirt, you know? Who do I, you know, who should I be repping at the show? I don't, you know, it's just, we'll see who it is. Well, Adam's got to go to sleep. So on that note, I think I should go to sleep as well. So from the city that never sleeps, even though I am going to go to sleep. Farewell, model citizens.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.